When I stood here last year, I mentioned that we were going to be surveying members again to try and get an overall picture of the market for Vita standard products. And that is exactly what we did. We surveyed members during 2023 and effectively refreshed the report that we'd done 2 years ago. And for any of you who subscribe to that, you'll know that we drilled down into the various standards, VME, VPX, and PMC, XMC, etc. And we look at sales by region, by business sector, look at selling prices, we look at revenues, we look at unit sales. And so we try and get a picture of the health of the industry. And this year, because of the timing of the report, and we're just closed 2023, I've included a sales forecast for last year. Unfortunately, most companies aren't reporting until February at the earliest, so it wasn't possible to include that within this report, but we'll pick up on those results in the quarterly updates I send. We also looked at the kind of secondary information that we can glean from other research companies who are looking at the sort of military electronic market, and to see where we could fit Vita in with that overall market opportunity. And we also look at global defense spending, specifically the US and European and Asian. And, just try and give a picture of the health of the industry. And as I say, we update that every quarter, so anybody who subscribes to that can keep the numbers going throughout the year. Okay, so just taking one chart from the report, which is the kind of combined chart. This report runs to about 80 pages, so there's plenty of charts in there drilling down into the detail. But you'll see that actually 2022 was a bit of a challenging year. Instead of continuing the growth that we had through 2019 and 2020, we actually lost about 5.4% in sales revenue. But you have to put that in context with the sort of post-COVID situation, the problems of getting long lead time components, and even though it was a really healthy year for orders, it was a kind of an unhealthy year for backlog, and backlogs really built up over that time. So what we're seeing is just a tick downwards there across the board. Some, like the older standards like VME, taking a slightly bigger hit, but we'll see how it goes from there. So for 2023, I wanted to do a forecast so that the report felt more complete. And to do that, I just looked at who does public reporting and looked at the interim reports that they produced. And as you can see, I've tried to come up with an average growth figure, but for each different company, the differences are huge. Concurrent Technology is a smaller company, but seeing 62.8% growth in the first half of the year. And I just picked up on a press release they issued, I think last week, saying they actually got their full year figure now, which is 30 million and a 60% growth over the previous year. And I'm sure Nigel will be able to tell us how he managed to do that later on. Curtiss-Wright have also, they're obviously working on a much higher sales revenue, and this is the revenue for the defense electronics segment. Even there they've seen a 26.6% growth reported, and that's on the latest interims, which may well be about 9 months of trading. Elma, a good solid growth. Contron, solid growth. The only outlier, unfortunately, is Mercury, and they report, some challenge programs, which, it's not specific as to how they were challenged, but we can imagine that within their portfolio of projects, they've got a lot of kind of bleeding edge technology, as their customers push them for higher specs, and we can only imagine the challenges that they have there. So, in spite of that, they've got record order books, but a record backlog. So overall, we come up with just a figure of something like 4.9% as what we might expect the Vita market to grow in 2023. So just looking back from 2019 through to that forecast in 2023, you can see that the market was growing very nicely indeed up to 2021. Then we took this setback, but already you can see that that's beginning to recover, and so we hope that we can continue that trend through into 2024. So what would the forecast for 2024 look like? Well, as I said, our order intake's rising. We have an unstable global political situation which is causing significant increases in defense budgets, which is obviously good for the industry. Average order intake in 2023 was up 6%. We can expect that to continue rising. The order backlog is rising, up 11.4% in 2023. So it's a question really of how fast that backlog can be unwound. I think Curtis Wright talked about unwinding it over 1 to 3 years. Mercury are hoping to do a lot within 9 months, they say. So depending on that, how fast we can turn that backlog into revenue could make a significant uptick on the numbers that are reported. And if we do so, that would be that we're seeing total figures getting over 900 million, equates to about a 6% growth, which I think is very achievable. And beyond that, maybe take a year or 2 years, but we could then be looking at a Vita market of about $1 billion. So that'd be worth waving a flag at that event. So that's all I really wanted to say. Once again, the report is about to be published on the Vita website. The quarterly report is there already, so do look out for that. And for those of you who do subscribe to it, I'm very happy to take questions, throughout the year and help in whatever way I can. So that's good. But for now, any questions from what I've been talking about?